Good morning, guys. I'm so excited today because we're going to be making a book video. This is my go-to book recommendations. So all of these books are either 4, 5, or 6 stars for me. One of my 6 stars is on this list. And I just think that all these books are like, the plot is easy to follow. Like there's nothing, like I'm not saying it's predictable, but there's nothing like super like insane or like there's not like too many characters or like a family line that's like not easy to follow. Like all these books are easy to understand yet still very interesting, and they're all like 300, 350, 360 pages. They're not like 400 or anything like insane, so not super long. And yeah, all these books for me are 4, 5, or 6 stars. And they include romance books, thriller, and also a YA teen book. So the first one is Dreamland by Nicholas Sparks. I have talked about this book in some of my other book videos before, but this is a 5 out of 5 stars for me. It is just like the perfect little small town vacation summer romance. Like it's just a perfect little summer vibe story, so it's perfect for right now. And also Nicholas, like his writing is always just so perfect for me. I'm actually reading one of his books right now, Dear John, and I just feel like I'm watching a movie. Every time I read one of his books, I feel like I'm watching a movie, which is why a lot of his books are actually, I don't think this one is, but a lot of his books are actually made into movies. Like you can watch a lot of his books, which is just really cool. But this book also has a really interesting plot twist near the end that I think is just so good. But yeah, here's a perfect little summer romance for you. So this next book is the only one I don't have with me, but I'll put a picture of it up here because I listened to the audiobook, so I don't have a hard copy of it. But this is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. This book was a 4 out of 5 stars for me. And this one is also a little summer romance book, but this one is more of a young adult teen romance than Dreamland. This book also takes place in Italy, which is a fun little part of the story. So next we have one of my few 6-star books ever. So I have so much love for this book. This is In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle, and it's one of my 6-star books. It is the only 6-star on this list because I feel like out of my 6-star books, this one is the less like complex. It's still a very good story, but it's easy to understand. Like I said, the books on all this list are, and it's not super long as you can see, but it is so like the plot of this book is so creative and so interesting. It's like it's told over many years. It follows this woman's life for 5 years, and it is just so interesting. But so the story, it opens up with a glimpse into the main character's future in 5 years, and then it goes back, and so like you follow her throughout her life for those 5 years, and also includes romance. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite books ever. I don't even know what else to say about it. Just have to read it. Next one, I read this book like years ago, but this is Looking for Alaska by John Green, and this book is actually a TV series. I think it's on Hulu, but I don't know. I didn't watch all of it. I only watched a couple episodes, so I don't remember where I watched it, but I think it's on Hulu. But this is Looking for Alaska. This is 5 stars for me. This is also a young adult book, teen, super short, less than 250 pages. I feel like this book is really fast-paced for me. It follows this group of teenagers at their summer camp, and it kind of also has like a timeline element difference to it. And yeah, the show is really good. The book is really good. If you don't want to read it, just watch the show or do both. So next book, this is one of my favorite books that I read last year. This is 5 stars for me. This one was almost a 6-star, but it's 5. And this is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. This book is a thriller, of course. So the main characters in this book move to this new house, which is where the story unfolds. They start like discovering things. I can't like say too much of it, but it's like, you know, this book would make a really good horror movie. Um, there are different characters' point of view at different times, and also some really, really good plot twists in here. Like, I didn't even see any way that they would be coming, but there are some like insane plot twists in this book that just make it that much better. Last one on this list, I had to add one Colleen Hoover book in here, okay, because I personally love her writing, and I think the way she tells stories is just so interesting. She really gets into like the character's point of view. Like, I just think she's really good at telling stories. But so for her today we have November 9. I picked this one out of all of her books that I like to put on this list because I feel like this one is the easiest to follow. It also has like a different timeline. Like it's the book covers like many years, but it's really easy to follow. This is a 5-star book for me, and there's just like really good chemistry between the characters, and like I said, the plot is like the plot and the timeline are easy to follow. It's just like, because some of her other books, I know she includes like thriller elements and other different elements into like her romance stories. I feel like this one is just a romance book. Like, it's just a really good romance story, and so that's why it's on this list. But those are all of my go-to book recommendations. I will recommend these ones to my friends, my sister, or anyone who just wants to read a book but doesn't know what kind of book they want to read, or wants to read a romance book but doesn't know which one. Like, these are just kind of the basic ones that I would recommend to anybody. So let me know if you guys have read them or if you want to read any of them. And yeah, I love making book videos so much, so thank you. Bye.